Today we're talking about anxiety. And let me first tell you that I used to be so anxious. I was very anxiously attached. And I really didn't think that there was any other way. Like, I really felt like, oh, this is like how it feels to be in a relationship, or when you're into somebody, this is like normal. And so I really want you to hear me in this episode. It's going to be short, but it's going to be powerful. I want you to understand that there is a whole world waiting for you. If you do feel like, oh my gosh, I do tend to get anxious, there's a whole world waiting for you where you don't feel anxious. Okay. So, what are some signs that you are feeling anxious? In a relationship or anything, even when you're like just getting to know somebody. um, you're looking at your messages a lot. You're looking at your phone. You're waiting for them to call. You're wondering, why haven't they called? Why haven't they texted? What's going on? You're feeling like kind of even like nauseous or nervous, or you're like, oh, you're thinking about it, ruminating on, how things are going to play out. Worried about, did you do something wrong? What can you do to like really have him like you and show up for you? Oh my gosh, just like talking about this, I remember all those feelings that I used to have, and it was exhausting. It was exhausting. And it really made me feel like, I don't know, when I was in it and I could just like remember being, there, I felt like, what can I do? I felt like, what can I do to make them love me or like show up for me? Like, I was just like very like looking around, like, oh my, I don't want to mess this up. So I was very attached to the outcome. So this is very like, if they, I just like didn't want, like, it would mean the world to me. Like, it was crazy if they didn't write back to me or didn't show up or something like that. I was very affected by whatever they did. And so I had very big reactions. Felt really sad, felt like maybe I wasn't enough. It would mess with my sense of worth. At the end of the day, all of it comes back to your worth. And that's what I really want you to hear me on, because I want you, first of all, to understand that this is really like an anxiety trap. Like, you're like trapped in a box of anxiety, and it's suffocating, it's exhausting. What I want to do for you is kind of like open the lid to it, or get you out of that box, out of that trap, and make you realize there is another way to feel and be in your life, where it's easy, you're calm, you're confident, you're not attached to the outcome, you're feeling really good about exactly where you're at. And it's not like you're attached to whatever they do. You are navigating with so much intentionality that you know your worth, you know what you want, and you're navigating your life with so much confidence, clarity, that you're not worried about what he's going to say next, what you're going to say next. You already feel so clear that you've done everything right. Isn't that like, I just want you to hear that, because this is the world that exists for you. This is truly the world that I live in. Like, I've been married to my husband for 17 years. I'm in a very secure relationship. Right before Will, I was always dating. I was very anxiously attached, and I had to take certain steps to become securely attached. And so, what before him, I would always be attracting, and I was very attracted to avoidant men, the men that were running the other way when it came to, putting your heart into something, connecting, emotionally connecting. And I was drawn to that, and I would chase them. And so I really had to consciously break that pattern. This is truly a pattern that does not just end on its own. I was in it for years. And, my degrees in psychology, I've done years of therapy. Like, I was like, I need to do something and get the hell out of this. Like, I had awareness, and I was like, this isn't going to end on its own. I really created a method to navigate, to dating, that led me to a secure man, because I was like, I clearly cannot go with the flow, because this shit just gets me back in my anxiety box of madness, like the box of anxiety, the trap of feeling like I'm not enough. And I was like, I can't do this. Like, I just don't want to do this anymore. And you really have to realize, oh my God, you're worthy of so much more. So I first want to make sure that you're aware that there is another door you could open, that it exists of, oh my gosh, I could feel light. I could feel it's easy breezy. Dating is fun. Oh my gosh, like it was so easy just being on that date or even chatting with that person. I wasn't worried about what to say next and what to do next. I already knew. I promise you this world exists. You're like, wait a second, what? There is a way that what is that world? And it exists. Okay, so I'm excited about this because I've been preparing this amazing 3-day free challenge. It's called Clean Your Dating Lens. We talk about one of the things that are very common is that feeling of anxiety and things that you can do to no longer feel that way. And so I really want you there. I want you, if you're really serious and about you finding love, finding your person, being able to like learn, if you have a growth mindset, I want you to show up enthusiastic and be like, oh my gosh, yes. Like, I'm excited to learn from Jackie, be in a Zoom room with me, and I will be there calling you out and shining a light on things that you were not aware of that you can implement in your life right away so you could actually find love, find your person. This is truly powerful. I'm excited about it. I've been working really hard on it, putting so much love into it. So I really want you there. I'll drop the link below if this sounds like you. If you are like, I'm anxious and I don't want to change, don't come. Like, don't. This is truly for people that are like, oh my gosh, like I'm anxious all the time or I'm exhausted all the time. I hate dating. Like, then you want to come. Like, you want to change. You have to be willing to grow and change. If you're really attached to your story of like my love life sucks and I want it to keep sucking, then don't come because this will truly change your love life. And so you got to be ready for that. Are you ready for that? Truly. If you are, then click below, be there, clean your dating lens. 3 days to transform the way that you see and choose and attract high quality men. It's gonna be awesome. But back to just to make sure that you have this takeaway for this episode that I really want you to know. If you are feeling anxious in your life, especially when it comes to your dating life and worried about what he's going to say, what he didn't say, and how you are going to navigate it, I think that you really need to ask yourself, like, how do you feel about yourself, your sense of worth? And if right now you're telling me, like, I feel worthy, I know my worth, I feel amazing, then that's awesome. So that means, what is your approach when it comes to actually dating? Like when you're texting. And this is where I feel like, it's worth, but then it's also about getting clarity on what you want and then the actual approach on how you're messaging and communicating and having that confidence that, yes, you're navigating in such a way that is easy for you and it's creating a space for you both to emotionally connect. And you're not attached to the outcome because you have unwavering faith that your person exists. So, like, let me know where you're at because you're going to be like, I'm anxious. I don't feel worthy. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I am attached to the outcome. I feel rejected. I don't know where you're at. Or maybe some of it you feel like, yeah, I have faith. I have my person. I feel worthy, but maybe the way I'm navigating it, I am overthinking. I am doing these things. So these are things that we're going to talk about at the challenge. But like right now, I feel like step 1 is become aware. Become aware that if you are feeling anxious, there is another way that you could feel that is calm. Hello, you're listening to the Crazy Love or Nothing podcast. And crazy stands for a love where you can be completely real and authentically, zenfully you. Not anxiously you, zenfully. And this is so important. It is calm. When you find the right partner, it is so calming and peace and it feels like a beautiful home, something you can always count on. But in order to find it, you have to be that. If you're anxious and insecure or a mess, you're going to be attracting a mess. Oh no, that's right. So like you got to really take a step back and say, wait a second, why are you attracting all of these kind of relationships that are making you feel anxious? And is there a way that you could change things up so you could attract something different? Hell yes. Yes. So show up with a challenge. I'm so excited to talk to you more about it. But at least I hope that right now you're feeling maybe seen, feeling like you're not alone. Because I truly was feeling like that before. And I want to tell you that I made it to the other side. And I'm excited to take you there too. Yay! Okay. Until next time, remember, it has to be crazy love or nothing.